You're right. All right, gentlemen.
Nice of you to join us, Gill.
Hey, you know, that's what I'm here for.
Hey, it's my wine. You drinking my wine, man?
Me?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you drank my beer, didn't you?
He got you.
Did I?
He got you. Got you there. You put rum in this?
No. It is a mixed beverage that is 12.5% alcohol.
All right.
So it's like
This should be pretty quick.
it's like chocolate wine.
This is gonna be rapid
What's going
fire.
on in here? Can I take this?
If you want.
I need that cup.
Everybody get a few drinks in them. Feel nice. Feel good, because it's time
For the
Are we
Verge.
on? Are we going?
for The Verge.
Ladies and gentlemen,
For the first time ever.
The Verge live. And tradition, if you don't mind me, I know I'm not a part of this Verge, but
It is tradition.
Gill, if you don't mind, please start us off with a freestyle.
I'm not even drunk yet, though.
Wait.
I thought we only...
Traditionally, actually, it starts with "Welcome back to The Verge," where we ask the earnest questions, one fluid ounce at a time. My name is Nick DiVincenzi. Across the table, I have Mr. Paul Franken,
Hello.
and today we're interviewing musician extraordinaire Anthony Gill.
I wouldn't say extraordinaire.
Well,
I would say amateur.
it's okay.
But
You're
I
extraordinary to me,
practice. Thank you.
bud. Yeah.
Practice is half the battle.
So now you do freestyle.
Yeah.
This early into it?
Yeah.
If you want, if you would rather be drunk, we'll let you, because I think that, like, my freestyle, I was definitely already drunk for. I'm not going to lie. I don't know about Tyler. I was definitely drunk for my freestyle.
Here's how I feel about it,
Yeah.
right? Right now, I'm conscientious enough that I would feel bad about what my mother thinks about my freestyling. However, when I'm drunk, it's like, well, we're already here. You know what I mean?
Okay, and we have to get a freestyle out of you, though.
You will.
For
It will
freestyle.
happen.
Yeah, you will.
I feel like
you owe
it's,
us a
you
freestyle.
just would rather hit me with it whenever I'm like halfway through this interview and I just didn't even think about it.
All right.
And I
I
forgot
will.
about
Somebody set a
Look at
freestyle
that.
timer, please.
Yeah. So, Gil, what got you into this? First of all, what
What do you do? Why are you on the Verge?
Yeah, why are you here?
I am I'm a musician. I play music. I am the front man, Censored Color. We're right now it's pretty much just Baker and I, and we're kind of pulling some people here and there to do some things.
You guys
On
worked
some
with
projects.
a guy that I've known for a long time, Kayvon Gordon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a very talented
He's someone that
musician.
we would like to continue to work with
Yeah.
also.
Yeah, Kayvon's super talented.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude can shred
Yeah.
for sure.
Kayvon, if you are out there, good job, bud.
You shred.
You shred.
I love your playing.
So, you're in Censored Color. You guys do. Have you guys been doing shows before all this stuff?
We played a few. Like we had just finished after about 2 or 3 years of recording and working on the album. We had started getting some gigs. We played about like 2 or 3, and then
the world.
then the world ended. Yeah, and then COVID party time.
Yeah. I played a lot of music in my house on my couch by myself.
Yeah, I've done that before also.
Yeah.
I've done that
It's
a
been
handful of
while
times.
since- It's been a while since I've played anywhere.
For sure.
Yeah, I have absolutely no musical talent. I do play the didgeridoo. I play a little bit of didgeridoo.
Do you really?
A little bit.
That's actually
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I haven't in quite some time, but I did there was a probably like a 1.5 year long period that I like tried my best
Yeah.
to get, as good at the didgeridoo as you can. I feel like there's a glass ceiling there that's like hard. Like you're either just like every other didgeridoo player, or you become like one of the greats.
The greatest.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like the
absolutely.
John Mayer of digital.
Yeah, and that's not me. You know what I mean? I don't have those ambitions.
John Mayer, if you're listening, learn how to play the didgeridoo. Bro,
Become
I'm
the
not
John
impressed.
Mayer.
I'm not impressed until you
Yeah.
learn to play the didgeridoo.
I want to hear slow dancing in a burning room.
Yeah,
On a didgeridoo.
on the didgeridoo.
on the didgeridoo. Doesn't count. Doesn't count unless it's on the didgeridoo.
Cover Tom Petty on a didgeridoo.
Yeah.
That's
Cover
what we
all of
want.
them on the didgeridoo.
That's what
All
we
of
want. And we won't be satisfied until we get it.
Next question I actually have. So Censored Color obviously is what is the project that you guys are doing right now. But that's not your first. It's not been your first group.
It's not my first group that I played in. You're
Yeah,
correct.
even with Baker, I believe, right? You guys, is this?
Yeah, Baker and I played in Shag.
Okay.
For about he played in it for a while. I think I played in it for a little under a year.
Okay.
I kind of caught the tail end of that one. That one was a group, like that was a sweet group. I had a blast playing that. Although I was not fronting that, I was just playing like auxiliary percussion and like congas and shakers and stuff like that, which is a blast because you can literally just get real fuckered up and just sit around and play with some toys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's really not that hard of a job, let alone just, I don't know, just do it. It's like a fun time. Like it's just already an easy thing to do. So it really doesn't matter how messed up you can get as long as you're on the beat. Really,
Yeah.
that's the only job you have in that position. So that was a cool time. I did play for a short time before that in a group that was like kind of the aftermath of the Solar Pilots. Solomon and I played some music together. We were the Hughes, I think. I don't know. I think we played like a gig.
Yeah.
or two.
Was that a Hugh Lowry cover band?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we do all
That's
of his
perfect.
blues songs for sure. The Hughes of Hugh Lowry. No, that group was pretty. It was pretty. I learned I got a lot of jamming experience out of playing with that group. A lot of compositional ideas. So that was not a regret. I kind of had like a break between them and Shag going to college because there were a lot of people at YSU that were kind of like, a lot of them are focused on school,
Sure.
trying to get it done. You know, there's a lot of practice, a lot of stuff to do
Certainly.
when you're a music major that I don't think people really realize.
Yeah, like you have to
That's what
listen
I
to
was-
every song.
Yeah,
that's
you have to
ever
listen
been
to every
recorded.
song,
Yeah,
every
every
single
single
song.
one.
It's
That's
like,
what I
you
was
haven't
gonna
heard
say.
every song before you graduate.
You
You're
can't
not
really
graduate.
graduate.
You
yeah.
don't graduate. No,
Right.
and as time goes on, it's just more and more music to listen to. So
Right, that was my question. Is you actually went to school for this and you're trained in this? So like, how does that give you an edge on anybody else that wants to do this?
it doesn't, honestly. This has been something that I ended up going to music school for 2 years. Then I just switched to get an associate's in liberal arts and social sciences. Music school, for me, in my experience, I guess when people ask me if they should go to music school or what music school to go to and this, that, and the other thing, I think it's really about what you want out of it. If you're just looking to be really good at playing music in general, okay, for instance, I went to Dana, right? Dana is a conservatory. They're going to focus on either you're a classical musician or a jazz musician or both. But you're not really gonna mess around and muddy around with rock and roll, pop music, so on and so forth. So if you're looking to do that, there's really no sense. I would always suggest no matter what you go get lessons, even if you don't want to be a trained collegiate musician. It's definitely a good experience to get lessons. Music school provides a lot of resources. It provides a lot of meeting new people, learning new information, having a library of just things available to you. In some ways, I've considered going back to get a degree, but that would be more for a teaching context, ending up in a collegiate setting. But it's not necessary. I wouldn't say it's necessary, I guess, and nor would I say that it makes you. I've met plenty of people who have music degrees that are trash, just straight trash, and I've met people who do not have music degrees that are phenomenal. And I've met obviously the vice versa, where they've went to music school and they're phenomenal. So I think that there's a lot of fine tuning in the scholastic setting. However, outside of that, you can get a lot of what you need out of just taking lessons. Also, there's a communal thing where, for instance, you go to Dana, they're going to introduce you to like jam nights in the Youngstown area, and you're going to get more experience in practice rooms with people that are practicing. You can ask people questions that are within your field of the instrument that you're playing. So it's really just a hit or miss. Like, I think if you want to play in an orchestra, go to music school. If you want to play in a jazz band, go to music school. If you're wanting to play contemporary music, go to select music schools. A lot of it, I've read that a lot of it's alumni. Like, you want to get to know, like, if they have a solid alumni program, that's, like, something to get plugged into. So I can't say it does or doesn't give you an edge. I would never sit here and bash on music school. If you're working 40 hours a week, it ain't gonna happen. That was, like, a nasty truth that I came across, because, like, I, at the time, was living with my older brother. So I was paying, like, all my own bills and whatnot, and that was just a nightmare to get up at, like, 6 in the morning for music theory at 8 a.m. and then leave there at 10 o'clock at night and then go close at, like, B-dubs. And I was, like, getting 4 hours of sleep a day, so, which makes you pretty much, like, worthless when it comes to doing anything for your lessons or...
Yeah, you're not putting 100% into anything before you sleep, no way.
No, let alone all of the... So, and if you want to be in a group or a band at that time,
For
like,
sure. No way. Well, I think at this juncture, boys, it would be appropriate for us to take our first shot.
Oh,
Which I think Paul just finished his first shot.
I'll do another one.
Paul might throw up instead of Gill. They'll both throw up, to be honest.
Yeah, well, Gill excuses himself. I'll be here.
What do you guys want to do? Shot. We have Havana House, Tres Agaves Reposado, Tequila.
Yeah, I've got some of the Reposado here.
We have Dewar's Scotch over there.
I'll take the scotch.
You want to do Scotch?
Yeah, boy, don't do tequila. I had one time, one bad experience, never again. That's enough for me.
What? While we're pouring these ones up, what can you give us a little insight into that bad time with tequila? Why? I feel like everybody's got a bad tequila time.
Because there are two facets to the Verge. One is what you do, and the other is drinking.
Yeah.
So.
My one bad time with tequila. I feel like if I talked about, I would rather talk about my one bad time with Rumchakta, I think it was.
No.
Rumchata?
Kamchatka.
The gas station vodka?
Huh?
Yes, the gas station vodka.
Oh,
so
like
bad.
an
That was a bad
Orloff, like
time.
Orloff type shit.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay, because the time with the tequila would require me to demean someone else, and I don't think I'm all about
well, that's
that.
fine.
But that time, so I'm gonna give you the full 48 hours because that's what really
Okay,
how
wow.
it happened.
Yeah, let's
Cheers.
to drinking
Cheers.
too much.
To drinking too much.
And too frequently. I gotta tell you, me and fucking Tim just got fucking, at least I did, got wasted. We did another Terry Larson interview fucking a week ago. When the fuck was that?
That was Friday. That was like 2 days ago.
Yeah, okay, see? That's
That
what I'm
was
talking
yesterday.
about.
Friday was yesterday. Thursday was 2 days ago.
It was Thursday. Okay, yeah.
All right.
I remember that because I came to work on Friday, very hungover. And that's why we didn't film a fucking prank call bit this time. I'm not gonna lie. That little fun fact behind the scenes for you there. But anyway, to drinking too much again.
To drinking too much. So that day, Tim and Jess and Baker and Zeke were all hanging at their house. I think Garrett got there already. And I want to say my friend Tina was there for some reason. I don't remember. Honestly, I barely remember much of that. So what happened was I show up and they were playing Never Have I Ever, I think. It was some kind of stupid drinking game. And of course, everyone was already pretty toasty, so I was like, well, Anthony Gill, he's got to catch up. That's how this game works. So, every single thing, like, I don't even care if it was someone else that was, like, getting pegged for it. I was drinking, and I'm trying to catch up. And then we hit that, like, point of no return where I was like, I'm too drunk. Like, I am way too drunk. And the room started spinning. So I, like, went to lean back and, like, rub my eyes, and I had a cigarette in my fingers, like, between my fingers. And when I moved my hand, I dropped the cigarette, and it, like, burned my eyeball. And I immediately, like, on impact knew that I was gonna throw up. Like, that was, like, my, like, messed up. Like, the room's already spinning, my eye feels like shit. And at that point, I was like, it's restroom time. So I walk over to the restroom, and I go to throw up, and as I go to kneel down, I fell down too fast and fell and smacked my forehead off the commode, and then just threw up. Like, missed the toilet completely, just threw up all over the floor. I felt terrible. I knew Baker was upset. I was like, I'm sorry. Like Tina was trying to help clean it. Yes.
Okay.
Tina's trying to clean me up, and I was just like, stop. Like, because there's nothing worse. I hate getting cleaned up after, because I'm like, no, this is me. I did this.
Yeah. This
is my fault. So I'm not expecting anybody to clean up after me. Anthony Gill made this mistake himself. So I eventually fell asleep, and then I had to wake up because I had made a commitment to my mother and father that I would sing at church the next morning. And I forgot about it. So I get there, and everybody, including the sound guy of our church, knew that I was like, they could just tell, like, as soon as I walked in, they were like, that guy is hungover as all get out. Like, it was, like, I knew I smelled bad, like, I looked bad, like, so I get up there, and this dude literally, like, cranks the music, like, as loud as that they could get it, and the acoustics in that room were super open, so I'm just singing, like, I barely was singing, like, I was just like, Jesus, God, and it's just, I mean, my head is screaming, like, at that point, and I just, like, yeah, honestly, and then, like, I just got down, and I just, like walked off the pulpit, and I walk over to my dad, and I'm like, never again am I ever committing to any of this, because I realize that my Saturday nights are too hectic for me to be singing for someone.
I think I might have been there earlier in the night.
I think you were, actually.
And I believe that I left shortly after you threw up.
Yeah.
I think that it was a situation where I was there, we were all hanging out, and then because we were all drinking, what were we even doing?
We were playing, like I said,
I
think it was like Never Have I Ever or something.
Because we were out on the porch, weren't we?
Yes.
So it had to have been some stupid game, and yeah, I remember this. So I think you ran in and threw up, and then I was like, man, it's like almost time to go home. I had a little puppy at the time, so I was like, I gotta piece back out and go home with this puppy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was there for the exciting parts of that.
Yeah.
I was there for.
Yeah, that was a good time. And by that I mean an atrocious time.
Yeah, it sounds pretty fucking bad. I'm not gonna lie. Anytime you have to go to church after, like, I've been to church the day after I did a bunch of acid, and
right.
I'm like half burnt out, and it's like people try to talk to you, and I'm like fuck Jesus and God and the devil. Like, this is, I saw all three of them last night. Like, I don't really give a fuck.
We're homies.
I'm going, I hate this shit. It's just, it's a bad time. And it's there's no substance that you do that you still feel the effects of and go to church and it's a good time.
And it's a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. I really can't. Unless it's Xanax and you don't remember being there.
I absolutely, that day was like this close to just going to the altar at the end of the service and being like, God, sorry, like, I'll never do this again. But he already knew. I talked to him on the way there. Like, just get me through this morning, bro.
Give him a call.
Yeah.
Give him the old call.
So you primarily you do sing, obviously. Mm-hmm. And what do you play in Censored Code? So
to start, I was playing guitar. When I first started the band, ideally I was going to play drum set, but because Shag sort of like dispersed, I was like, I'm just going to pick up Baker. So Baker became the drum set player. I started off on guitar because I started taking lessons around that time. I was actually taking off of my college professor, and a man named Teddy Pantelis, who was playing, like, he taught out of Poland, some, like, weird, like, side street in Poland. Which, if you're going to music school, also heads up, do not take private lessons outside of music school, because that was just the worst. I kept, like, going back and forth between lessons and playing the wrong things for each of them. Like, I would be like, yeah, we were working on this, and they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, just kidding, we were working on this. Which they were like, I still don't know what you're talking about. So when we started out, I was playing guitar, and recently I've switched over to keyboard, because I've been studying that for about a year and a half now. I mean, I've always kind of meddled around. I never was able to stick to one instrument. That was, like, the difficulty also in music school, was that I love playing drum set, but, I wanted to play more guitar. And I was kind of getting into keyboard at that time. Like, I'd taken a few keyboard classes. Right now, I'm currently our keyboard player.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's what the same situation I found myself in. Like every time, the first thing I played was drums from when I was like a little kid. My mom got me a kit. That's all I would do was just sit in my basement and do all that, right? Well, then like 8th grade rolls around and I'm not in band, and like band started in 6th grade or something.
Something like that, yeah.
And you know, I'm meddling around in my basement playing all these drums and I love it, but it never translated to join band in school. So like I just mosey in one day to the band room in 8th grade, and I'm like, hey, can I play drums? And one of the directors, Mr. Reynolds from Allen, a great guy, he was like, sure. So I just switched the class and started playing drums in 8th grade. But then like from there it just was like, I kind of want to play guitar, and I kind of want to play keyboard, and I kind of want to play, you know, I've always wanted to learn how to play the saxophone. I can't. I've never been able to hold one.
My first instrument was actually tuba. Fun fact.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah, it was tuba.
Is that the only brass that you played?
Nope. I played tuba, baritone, French horn, played saxophone for a year. That was not a good time. It was an easy instrument to learn, but I could tell it's one that, like, to master it, you need to spend some time on it. I played drums. Then I started messing with guitar and bass. And that's when I went to music school. So, I fiddled around with trombone a little bit. I didn't like trumpet or French horn. I hated French horn, honestly. I honestly will say I have gained a lot of respect for a French horn player, because, like, that instrument makes no sense. And I always was like, kudos to you if you can make that piece of shit sound good. It's a beautiful instrument when you can get it, but, like, I hated learning it, honestly.
Dude, I never understood. I saw one of those. Now, I have never seen anything but maybe a trumpet and a saxophone before 8th grade.
Right.
Because I've never gone to, you know, a band concert. I've never had an excuse to. I've always been in choir. So I walk in and I see this spherical shaped, like, just, it's insane. Like, the inner workings of all these things. And I'm like,
you get to fist it.
What is
I don't know.
that? You
get
do,
to,
yeah, you put your hand.
You get to shove your hand in it.
Yeah.
You know?
I was like looking at these people who I knew.
Do the old 1-2. You know what I'm saying?
Huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And like these people that I knew, like I'd see around school, some of which I knew. And I walk in and they're holding this like robot.
Yeah.
With their fist in it. And they're playing shit. And I was like, what is that? What is that thing?
Yep.
Like, it's insane. But he's right. I mean, if you play it poorly, it's real bad.
That reminds me of the first time I ever saw. What the hell is the instrument? It has like the fucking rubber tube and it's the keyboard. What the hell is that thing called? That you like blow
rubber tube.
Yeah, it's
you like blow air through it.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
To like modify the sound.
I always forget the name of those things.
Oh.
You know who has one of those? Jared Gearhart. He owns one of those.
Help us out, chat. We're live.
Help us out, chat.
I know I'm supposed to be hip to these things, but
no,
I'm
I
also
know what it's called.
Starting to feel it. Starting to feel warm.
Are you starting to feel a freestyle?
I'm starting to feel freestyle.
Okay.
I'm starting to feel it.
I won't let you forget that.
No, I'm okay with that. You know, we're getting closer.
Is it a... I can't remember. I know a guy that plays one. In fact, he's a Twitch streamer. His name's 8-Bit Music, and he's a really talented guy.
8-Bit Music.
And he plays one.
I feel like we could continue to try and guess the name of this, or we could
For the next 50 minutes.
Yeah,
Forget it.
right. Yeah.
Forget it.
Let's
So
move on.
No one even cares about it. If
What's
you
your
play one of
favorite-
those, you're a douche.
What's your favorite alcoholic drink?
My favorite alcoholic drink? Wine. I like
Wine is nice.
Yeah, I like White Russians. My man said.
Yeah,
we can
oh,
find
yeah.
Any, so we're doing mudslides, which is okay. I also am a fan of mudslides. I don't mind the old mudslide. I know it's gonna taste like garbage when I throw it up, but
It's gonna be a mudslide by the
you know what I'm saying? You know what
Fun
I'm saying?
fact: Anthony Gill is also, in fact, in every other session for the Verge, we have had some fucking Kahlua and something drink on, because it turns out, one, it makes really good looking vomit, and then two, it is a guarantee. We pretty much, even though we didn't get to use that initial interview, we cracked the code. You gave us that missing piece, because people often are like, well, I don't know, how am I going to do it? Like Tyler, for example. I don't know if I'm going to throw up. I drink pretty good. Yeah, well, here's the
Right.
thing about the human body is that it doesn't matter how good you are at drinking liquor, dairy
Will make you throw up.
will make you throw
It
up.
will.
The combination of dairy and alcohol,
Yeah,
you got, because the podcast, like, we trim them down to an hour,
yeah,
right around, but they're not, it's not like they're 3 hours.
sure.
They're like an hour and 20 minutes,
Yeah.
maybe an hour and a half, the
Yeah,
longest.
it doesn't take a lot of time.
And from that time, this person has entered the office, sat down, and started drinking. Inside that hour and 40 minutes, 2 hours at maximum, right?
Yeah.
They've thrown up and we're done. And it's literally dairy and alcohol.
Yeah.
It's like the body can only hold so much.
Yeah, so that's where we.
So it's made this process extremely fun for us.
Yeah,
So
I didn't even know I had that kind of impact.
you did. Yeah,
you set the standard.
you set the standard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm
Yeah.
glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that I could help in ways that I would have never
Yeah,
expected.
Yeah, well,
you
we're glad that you
unlocked
could
the secret formula.
Yeah.
The Krabby Patty secret food.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I have earlier in your music history lesson, you called the 1980s the 9/11 Part 1 of music. With that being said, a part of the 80s that I personally hold pretty dear, one genre of music that I don't think ended up being brought up is like new wave, shit like that. What is so basically, since I don't think I got to hear it during that. I was just wondering what's your opinion on like synth pop, new wave. What do you think? What do you think of that genre?
Would you be willing to give me some examples of some groups that you?
Yeah, so like The Cure,
Mm.
maybe even like Joy Division, that kind of shit.
So here's my thing. The Cure, I'm going to be honest, and here's the reason why, okay? I'm not a fan of The Cure, and it's
Okay.
not because of The Cure. It is because my younger brother, Garrett, who you know very
yes,
well,
yeah.
decided to make me listen to it for like hours on end.
Okay,
But that's an unfair and biased opinion.
sure.
I will say, the thing about the 80s is, right, there was this experimentation with sound that was happening with new synthesizers that were coming out.
Sure.
Okay? So, of course, you can't knock the guys for the fact that those were the synth sounds that they had, right? That's what we have available to us. So all these new sounds were coming out. People were trying to use them. And just because I personally don't like them does not mean that it's not groundbreaking
Sure.
or new. So I definitely think that it was influential for a lot of modern music. Synthesizers really weren't big until that time. Even when you think about like a lot of like music before that, like synths were kind of starting to come out, but they were so minimal and so.
More like accents. To actually.
Yeah, and even at that, like they were so early. They were underdeveloped.
Sure.
So the 80s was this first time where we see synthesizers becoming a forefront of musical instrumentation. And
It was like the first iPhone.
yeah, pretty much. Like so
Like it had to happen
general-
for us to have what we
correct.
have today, but it
Correct. Trap music would not exist without 80 synthesizers.
sure.
So, like, you have to always give those kinds of things. And this is a hard debate that I always have with a lot of people is that just because you don't like something does not mean it's bad.
Sure.
It just means you don't like it.
Sure. And that's I'm like somebody who I get a lot of shit because I don't like the Beatles.
I also am not a fan of the Beatles.
I don't like the Beatles.
Because here's the thing, right? Just because it was the first car, right, does
Yeah.
not mean that it is the best car.
Sure.
I also listen, Duke. I don't really give a shit how many times you shake your head. Okay, here I will say that what makes me hate the Beatles is their fans more than the Beatles
I kind of
themselves.
agree with that.
I have to say it because everybody who likes the Beatles are like, well, the Beatles did this and that and this and that and this and that, and you're like, no, they didn't.
Yeah.
They did a lot of shit. I'll give them that, right? But
They
like, I
made
love when
things
they're-
popular.
oh, they're the
You know what I
first
mean?
psychedelic band. No, they're not.
Yeah.
The Birds were the first psychedelic band.
Yeah.
And honestly, Ringo Starr's albums, come on now. You want to try to tell me that
I
shit?
think everybody can
I don't think
agree
so.
on that.
I don't
Yeah.
think
I
so.
think everybody can agree on that.
No, in all sincerity, like, and I guess the Beatles were a good example of why I have always tried to explain to people that it's not always about what you like, it is about what they did.
Right.
So I give the Beatles credit for the fact that they did have a lot of interesting harmonic ideas.
Yeah.
They had a lot of interesting lyrical ideas and themes and concept album ideas. Like, I will give them that. Absolutely. I cannot argue with that. It's just like and the reason why I came across this opinion, because for the longest time I was like, oh, if I don't like it, then it's bad.
Yeah.
It's
sure.
just bad music. Which is not true. That's just not true. It just means I just don't like it. It's not my cup of tea. And I think I developed more of this opinion once I went to college. When I listen to covers of Beatles albums or Beatles songs, I generally like them more than I like the Beatles songs themselves.
Sure.
Which makes me go, okay, they actually wrote good music. I just happen to think that those guys were douchebags. That's all. That's all there is to it. And if for those of you at home that love the Beatles and are like probably freaking out about what I'm saying about the Beatles, Duca, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because the thing is, like, I get it. I get why people hold them dearly and deep in their hearts. It's just not my cup of tea. It's just not my cup of tea. I'd rather listen to Floyd or
Beach Boys.
The Beach Boys. I don't know. Well, even like another argument, right, that I heard around the Beatles around that time is that you had the Rolling Stones. Right?
Yeah.
The Rolling Stones were great. And they came up with the popular format in rock and roll of the idea of a riff. So therefore, the song is no longer based around a chord progression. It is now based off of this melodic idea that reoccurs throughout a song, which you could argue has just as much impact on music that, like, the Beatles did. I know I probably have my balls in a sling from a lot of music theorists for making that statement, but I met plenty of them, and I think that they're pretentious and can suck my dick anyways. So, with that being said,
Let's do a shot for that.
I
Let's do
agree.
a shot
Yeah,
for that.
I was. You read
I was
my
just-
So
mind.
real quick, guys, my timer went off, so it's time to freestyle.
it's not. Can I freestyle after this shot?
Freestyle.
Freestyler.
I'm gonna do a shot of wine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do more of this delicious
I
reposado.
really like that tequila.
I do.
Havana House tequila.
We
Very good.
me and Tim took. I think it was just one bottle of this. I unfortunately, like, I very quickly regretted my decision when I was in Miami to only bring one bottle of this because I got drunk as fuck the first day and passed out on the beach. And then I was like, fuck, now I don't have any more tequila. That was like the first fucking day. Tim was like, yeah, I gotta go to meetings. I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna get drunk and pass out on the beach, I guess.
It's delicious.
It's okay, I got drunk and passed out in the hotel when Tim was at meetings in Miami, so.
Well, dude, I was supposed to. They had some, like, the hotel. The hotel
I
that
get
we
drunk and
stayed.
pass out. That's
I
it.
just get drunk and pass out, yeah.
Tell you what. How do you feel about wine?
I love wine. That's mine.
Yeah, your favorite drink. Well, what kind of wine are we talking? Red blend,
Pretty much anything that isn't barefoot.
Chardonnay, Merlot.
I'll drink a Chardonnay. I'll drink a Merlot.
Pinot
I'll drink a
Gris, Pinot
Riesling.
Noir.
I'll drink it all. Really.
Good.
I feel like that's a lot of based off of what I'm feeling at the time. You know.
Sure.
Oh, I have to freestyle. Tim's really pushing this freestyle right now.
And we do it beatless on the Verge.
We can do a beatless on the Verge.
Yeah, it's totally.
Yeah, if anybody, you can keep a beat probably better than I can. I did it beatless. So.
Doesn't even have to rhyme.
This freestyle about to be as clean as Charlie Sheen, smoking weed, drinking lean, and jerking off to Stank Magazine. I ain't tripping over stupid bitches dissing. I'll turn that ass around, slap it back into my kitchen. Make you roll my spliff in, make you cook my grits in, make you suck my dick in, flip that wop into a paw and keep all your petty asses wishing.
Whoa!
I will nail your bitch only wearing this cardigan. Make her sit out while I'm waiting to get hard again. Don't you dare make me start again. I'll eat her ass from behind, call me a backyard again.
Wow, that might be the best
Thank
one
you.
to date.
That might be, yeah.
Thank you.
That was
Thank
phenomenal.
you.
That was great.
Wow.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Amazing. You delivered. I'm
Yeah,
glad we waited. I'm glad we
Very
waited.
good. Very,
Awesome.
very good.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Wow.
What's Anthony you've been listening to? What have you been listening to?
I get through weird phases where I'll just get stuck on listening to things. Recently, I've really been listening to a lot of hip hop. I'll say that.
Same. Pretty much always.
I mean, I'm always down to listen to anything, right? Like if someone wants to bring me some weird avant-garde experimental 12-tone music, I'm always down to be like, sure, I don't give a shit. I think, and I'll go back to answering your question. I think the hard thing once you go to music school is, excuse me, is that I'm not gonna do it. Is that it's
Pass your cup over here.
it's the similarity, right, to once you have burned your fingers long enough, you just kind of start trying to find hotter things to burn the tips of your fingers on, so you just get to this point where you're like, I don't give a shit, just put it on,
Yeah.
and you'll get 10 seconds in, and either you'll know whether you want to listen to it or not.
Yeah.
And 10 seconds in, you're like, fucking, I don't want to listen to this. I'm done with this already. I already know how this is going to go. I also am feeling this reboot of a Pink Floyd kick coming on because I started listening to the metal again last night, actually. So
Is that your
I always
favorite Floyd album?
It's not my favorite Floyd album. I actually...
You a Piper at the Gates of Dawn kind of?
No. Definitely not. Definitely not. I will never forget the first time I ever put that album on and I was like,
what the fuck
what is this?
Literally,
Yeah, what
the fuck?
is going on
I'm
right
not
now?
gonna lie, Sid Barrett was an interesting guy.
Sure.
So glad he fucked off.
Sure. No, I think
The
there's...
best thing that might have ever happened to music is that Sid Barrett went crazy and fucked
That
off.
story's sad as fuck.
It is very sad.
Honestly, it's horrifyingly sad. I mean, I will give some credit to early Sid Barrett, Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
There was a few albums that came out that are pretty good, you know?
Umaguma is better, I think, than
Umaguma's, you know, and that's the thing. I think that Pink Floyd early was very, like... They had no idea what they were fucking doing. They were
experimental
just like,
for
I don't really
experimental
care.
sake, you know
Yes,
what I mean?
yes. I think that is a very good definition. Hold on. That's a very good definition.
I'm gonna join you
To-
in some of this, I think.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've already like where are we at with that?
You're below half.
Oh, we're getting there. We're here. I've been practicing my drinking because anyone who knows me knows that I am a lightweight. I'm terrible at drinking. I'm the worst drinker on planet Earth. I will outsmoke a lot of people, but I cannot drink worth a shit.
No, yeah,
It's
you're,
not
I
necessarily
mean,
a bad thing, Gill.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
you're-
not. No,
I don't
it's
know if
not.
you can- I don't know if you can see that, but
Yeah, it's
also,
below half, yeah.
Also, when you get to the point that you're not comfortable drinking anymore, we can cut it and take you
I'll
outside.
let you know. No, we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
We
I'm
got a
still.
puke, we got a puke spot
I'm-
here at the office.
I'm
Let me
fairly-
know when you're feeling
I'm
rough.
like. Here's tipsy, right? Here's tipsy. I'm like here. You know what I mean? Here's drunk.
Yeah.
I'm like here. You know what I mean? I'm feeling it. I'm feeling pretty
You
good.
finish that and take another shot.
Let's see where we're at.
I think at that point I will be obliterated. So
So
I
that's
will,
the idea.
I'm thinking. I'm not gonna lie. I think about halfway through this cup, I'm gonna be obliterated. So
Really?
yeah, like I said, I'm a terrible drinker.
Because that's what everybody says when they get here. They're like, I can drink. I
Yeah.
can do this. You're a very rare case in that. You're like,
Not Anthony Gill.
I'll do this.
No, I'm a terrible drinker.
We
Here's
respect you for playing along.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
I
we-
also.
We appreciate you doing it a second time.
This is
Oh, I did. Yeah, I am doing it. Yeah, that is true.
I just remembered that I don't like mudslides.
I don't like puking. So I guess we're
Yeah.
here. You know what I mean? I'm doing it twice. Doing it
Hey,
twice.
Are you still trying to lay on your back?
I'm trying to do whatever you want me to do. That's what I'm here for the money shot. I'm here for the money shot.
I'm fully prepared to get your phone.
Nate's gonna be so upset.
Kanchi with Kanchi Insurance. Say hi to the world. There's 300 people looking at you right now. Hell yeah. See you later.
Have a
Take
good
care.
one. Good
What
guy.
was I saying?
Good guy.
What were we
We're talking about how drunk you're about to be.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, the money
yeah.
shot.
The money shot. I'm all about the money
There's
shot.
actually three people. There's actually three.
Yeah, well,
3 people
not
waiting,
300.
waiting
Oh.
for Anthony Gill to be too drunk.
Oh, there's 4.
how's the what's the shot look like? You guys are centering it?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, cool.
What's our
how much-
time
yeah,
like?
what's the time? What do
You
we
got
got?
till 6:30, right?
Damn.
No, you're good.
But hey,
Beautiful.
Damn.
listen, don't feel like you have to.
Yeah, because we can always
We're not
stretch the
fine.
game gauntlet.
We're not going
I was
for
gonna
we're
say
not going for
because-
alcohol poisoning. We're just going for vomit.
Yeah,
No,
just vomit.
That's fine.
Literally
Because I
just
was gonna
until your
say-
body says to stop
We can go.
is
I
when
think, Gil, what we should do now is just get up, take a lap around the table.
I was gonna say, can I take a time out
You can take a tea.
to
Yeah.
to piss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly
think-
smoke a cigarette?
Yeah.
As
Go now.
selfish as that is.
Go ahead. I
I'm
think
sorry,
that's-
Chad. I
Well,
know you're wanting
Me
to.
and Paul, we can.
Okay,
Yeah. Well, yeah
I know
this
you're
is-
wanting. Hold on. Oh yes.
No, let him walk.
I'm taking this with me though.
Let him walk because it's gonna mix the alcohol in his brain. That's how that works.
Yeah, that's what we want.
That might
is
make
Anthony
him more
Gill to
fucked
be
up.
drunk in 10 seconds, right?
Right.
All right.
Right.
Well,
Well, now that
we
you
now
said
have
that,
we
Jesus
now have
Christ.
yeah. We have Gill stand-in, Dominic Duca.
Yeah. How do you like to play music?
Oh well, guys. I've been, fiddling with everything. That's my Gill impression.
Maybe about, I'd say 15% on that.
Yeah.
on the effort of
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gill. I don't know. I thought that was pretty solid.
Yeah. So
On
what
the lightness.
what would you guess is Gill's favorite album of all time?
Gill's favorite album of all time.
Yeah.
Knowing him, it's probably either something
I'm gonna go-
so mainstream it's stupid, or it's so obscure you've never heard of it.
I'm gonna
Well,
go.
that's probably.
I'm gonna bring it down to a favorite song in the world,
Okay.
and it's 100% "Dead Man's Party" by Oingo Boingo.
Really? Wow. I mean, I love Oingo Boingo.
I love Oingo Boingo too, but he would never say that. He would never say that.
What
Should
if,
we-
he, what if he was like?
Oh,
What if he was like? Well, I don't remember the name of it, but it's by Oingo Boingo.
Yeah. Legit. I think that it's probably his favorite album of all time, The Eminem Show.
That is a good one. That is a good
She
one.
blinded me with science.
Who's that?
She blinded me with science. Wah, wah, wah.
Isn't that 80s part of the 90?
Yeah, but what is it?
I don't know.
Who's it by? I can't
don't know.
remember.
It's not Devo.
She blinded me with science.
Dun,
Ba, ba,
dun.
ba.
Yeah,
She
I don't
blinded me with science. Ba-da-na.
It might be Devo.
Oh, I gotta look it up. No, I can't.
His favorite song. My vote for his favorite song is probably Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard.
Pour some sugar on me.
If
You
I
know
were,
what-
if I
you know
were
what that song's about?
Thomas Dolby.
That is his favorite song.
You know what that song's about?
What's that? Getting jizzed on?
I was gonna say the glaze on donuts.
Oh, it's like it's
From
like
the
from a
perspective
perspective
of
of
a
a
donut.
donut. That's pretty insightful. I think that's I think that could be it.
Right. I was pretty sure when I listened to it for the first time.
80s
When
metal
I was, like,
rock
6.
gods were singing about donut glaze.
I was like, this is
Yeah.
definitely about donuts.
Definitely about donuts because I don't know what sex is yet. That's pretty.
I
much
had
it.
no
You
idea.
know what I mean?
I'm gonna say
I
Gill's
still don't.
favorite album is. Let's think here. I'm gonna go. David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust, and the Spiders from Mars.
Okay.
And
I don't know.
I'm gonna go favorite song. I'm going to go "Fuck the Police."
By
NWA.
Okay.
I think my serious answer would probably be a weird jazz album that nobody
Yeah.
knows.
See, I was thinking.
Yeah,
I was
that's-
trying to think of some obscure
If
Durando.
I had, I mean, I'll put a name to it, but it's just because I love this album so much, and it's Big Band Machines, Buddy Rich.
Okay.
Super good. I don't know if he's gonna say that. Song. He'll probably like say Furlise or something.
Yep. Sounds about right because I never heard of that.
Furlise. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Oh.
The piano
Okay.
song.
Okay.
Oh, that's not
gotcha.
even the best, dude. Like Claire de Lune rocks the shit out of that song.
We're just thinking about the presets that were on the pianos. Like I remember there was one, and it was a Yamaha. It was like Toy Symphony,
Yeah.
and it was like ba 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 bum 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 bum, and it was just
No,
like, dude, it was like a march. I had so much fun. We would do like skits. We would like, I would press that button, and then me and all the neighborhood kids would like do skits in my basement to those songs.
Gotcha.
And they were silent skits. We would just like essentially beat the piss out of each other in these skits and like fall down, and like it was hilarious.
Yeah, I used to do kind of the same thing. We did one to Eye of the Tiger,
Love it.
classic. You know what I mean?
It's a classic.
Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
Yo,
Hey, yo, Adrian.
Adrian.
Yo, Adrian.
yo, late.
And welcome back. So,
Like,
hey, we
shit,
have
back,
taken
like,
some
cooking
guesses.
seeds
We've
and
taken the
stuff.
liberty of each guessing what your favorite album and your favorite song is.
If I nail it, I'm leaving right now. I'm not gonna come back.
Okay.
I'm just gonna walk off victorious.
It's pretty. I honestly, I can't even say that I know what my favorite album is. I definitely know what my favorite song is,
Okay.
but
Well, here's the thing. Even if you give us a couple, I feel like nobody got even close to any of it.
that's okay.
So,
I still would like to hear
yeah.
the guesses.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
definitely.
you give us maybe, let's say 3 albums, and then your favorite song.
All right. I mean, are you guys wanting to guess first?
We already guessed.
We already guessed. So,
Oh, so
we
I'm
have.
answering?
Yeah, you're answering, and
My favorite albums. That's a rough one.
Join in real quick on this one.
I would say my favorite albums would be In the Airplane Over the Sea by Neutral Milk Hotel.
Damn.
Ready to Die by Biggie Smalls is another one that I could just put on and listen to the whole thing. And Dark Side of the Moon
Oh,
would be
don't
one of
fucking
my
say
top
that.
favorites. You Thought The Wall. Did you
No,
guess
I
The
was
Wall?
going to say a Pink Floyd album.
Oh, I mean,
Just
definitely.
because, but just that was just because you guys just talked about Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
So I didn't
love
want
Pink
to. I didn't
Floyd.
want to bring
so
it up
I will
again.
say that Pink Floyd is probably my favorite band.
Mm.
Like, it's very difficult because I have like
Where
a favorite
does,
song, favorite albums, favorite bands are
where
all
does-
different.
Right,
Where does
yeah.
David Bowie
Things.
and the Ziggy Stardust land on your
Oh,
albums?
you know, honestly, I just recently started getting into Bowie.
See, I'm
so it's
ahead-
funny
I'm
that you
ahead
brought
of
that
his
up
curve.
because I never really spent much time listening to Bowie. Are you? Was this shot
That was yours. I
A
think.
suggestion?
Yeah.
Are you suggesting that I drink this shot right now? It seems like you're suggesting that I drink this shot.
I'll help you.
Those are some of my favorite albums. I could give you a list of my favorite albums because albums, the thing about that's hard about albums. I hate liquor. That's gonna be the one that makes me throw up. I'm telling you that right now. That's the one. That's the baby right there.
So yeah, I said that you would say something to the effect. Well, my joke answer was that you were going to say your favorite song was "Dead Man's Party" by Oingo Boingo.
Yes, I'm that much of a hipster, everybody.
And
You did just choose Aeroplane Over the Sea as one of your favorites.
I know.
That's
Oh,
true.
you know what? That's even more difficult too because now that I think about it, I've been really into Radiohead albums.
Dude,
too.
I
love
am
Radiohead.
Radiohead.
OK Computer was great.
Love OK Computer.
Honestly, I don't. Besides like Pablo Honey, I don't think that they've put out a bad album.
Yeah. No, I'd have to
would
say.
even
I'd have to
yeah,
say
I
the
would even
Benz
say
was
that's
good.
I would even say that's a so-so album. It's not necessarily
Yeah,
bad,
yeah, I would agree.
but
Well,
everything else has been.
that album was very like '90s grunge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
was very like the sound of
I
what was going
appreciate
on.
them because like
Dude, Tom York's range is
Oh, God.
is like
I went to a show. A Tom York
Dude,
show. Like I think it was 2 years ago in
Yeah.
Cleveland. I mean, he killed. He did Atoms for Peace. He did a lot of Atoms for Peace,
nice.
and then he didn't do any Radiohead naturally because he does a lot of electronic shit.
Yeah.
When he's not with them, but he just did a score for a horror film.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was 2 years ago now. But
Okay.
it's
I think I actually did hear about that.
yeah, it's I'm blanking on the name, but I will definitely remember it at some point. But he did a score he did the whole score, the whole thing, and performed it.
Yeah.
Suspiria. Suspiria.
Okay.
Great film. It's really long, but it's an Italian
Sounds
horror
like
film.
the kind of fucking movie that Tom York would score.
Yeah, and yeah, it's really long. It was a remake.
Okay.
I think
But it's
my
super good.
favorite Radiohead album is Hail to the Thief.
Hail to the Thief is great.
It's a great album.
I think mine personally is In Rainbows, but
In Rainbows is also fantastic.
I literally
won't
could
lie.
probably listen to
You
In
know what my
Rainbows.
I think
favorite-
In Rainbows is their most diverse album.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd be willing to agree. I would be willing to make that.
You know what
statement.
my favorite Radiohead song is?
What's that?
Creep. It's so good.
I'm done with this interview. Leave it.
Dude, if I would do that, if I seriously, if anybody said that to me and they were serious, I would probably.
Yeah, well, I would just assume that they never heard another Radiohead song.
Yeah.
That's just what I would assume.
My favorite song, however,
Yeah.
is "Hey" by the Pixies.
Really?
That's my
I
favorite
thought-
song.
Dude, I knew that.
It's my favorite song.
We would
I don't know
sing that.
why. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. It's such
It's
a
a good
basic
song.
pop format. Well, you know what?
The Pixies
Fucking-
honestly are great.
This, the lyrics to that song. I think what I like about that song is it's a song that talks about a very dysfunctional love, and I think that's cool because it's not just like I think there's lots of themes that you can pick from for lyrical thematic approach, but like the fact that you're gonna write a song about a man who falls in love with someone who's unavailable, but he knows she's also in love with him, and then they're finally together, but like he's been sleeping with other people to get by it for so long that he can't quit now, is like that's some real shit. That's like a very real love song, I think. Like it's not even not a love song, but you get my point.
Sure,
like
sure,
it's like
sure.
that is a very it's a predicament that maybe not everybody falls into, but it's a predicament that is very real.
Sure.
And I think that a lot of people don't touch on subjects like that. A lot of people are like, I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm fully committed, and there's never been a day in
And
my
they're
life
like,
I never felt
The Britney
Yeah.
Spears. The
Yeah.
Britney Spears.
She did it
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She
That's the
nails
way
it.
it goes
Love
every
Britney.
time.
Free Britney, by the way.
Free
Free Britney.
She does. I mean, that is a fucky situation.
Free
if
Britney
you
and
know
God
what's
Save the
going on.
Queen. You know?
God save the Queen.
I could have probably answered that question correctly.
It's okay.
And here's why. How old are we? 25 and 26?
I'm 24.
Okay, I'm 25.
23.
Geez, so that
Am I,
would have been
am I 23 or 24?
probably our sophomore-ish year or our junior year. I would stay overnight at Mike Manginelli's house, and you would come over and you would play songs with us.
Oh yeah.
And we played "Hey" by the Pixies, and we also played "Where Is My Mind" by the Pixies a number of times. The reason why we knew "Creep" by Radiohead, to bring it back to Radiohead. "Where Is My Mind" by the Pixies is the same exact fucking chords. So we just.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the same song.
It's the same song.
It's just like if you were to take the 4 chords and move this one here.
Yeah.
It's the same song.
Oh man, okay.
So like we would play, we would just like.
Exact same key.
Yeah.
Everything.
Nice.
Like, yeah.
It's literally the same song. They just rearrange the chord, and you stay on one chord a little bit longer.
One day, Sensor Color, we won't. But I'm gonna pretend like for now that we will do a medley.
Duke has a question.
What up?
Well, you were just talking about that, and I wanted to bring this up. My roommate in college,
Well, Duke is here. I'm gonna use the restroom. Come take
Okay.
my seat.
Also, real quick, sorry to cut you off. Paul, you got a request to do a shot. Paul, do a shot.
I have to do a shot. What the fuck? who requested that?
They choose to be unnamed.
What the fuck does that mean? Who?
Yeah,
I left a comment.
Come on. I don't even like drinking, so you're gonna have to do
All right,
it.
I've already got it. I'm ready. I'm locked and ready. I'm cocked and ready.
I don't think I'm fucking ready, bro.
Okay.
There we go.
Whoa.
There's that. There we go.
Jesus
Now you're
Christ.
cocked and red, buddy. Hey, you know
There's no
what?
way I'm drinking. I will literally.
You
vomit
invited
this
me to
game.
get drunk here. You're gonna get drunk too.
I am getting drunk. I've been fucking going tit for tat. I've been drinking for a fucking hour and a half.
The problem
now.
is, Paul, I'm like this big. Okay, 2 drinks, I'm already drunk. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Anybody
That's why I
knows
started
Anthony
drinking 2 hours ago.
Like
That's
you
what I'm
guys
saying.
gave me 3 shots, hammered. You know what I
You
mean?
did kind of pound down that mudslide. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
All right, to my fucking secret admirer. Fuck you. Eat shit. But also, like, I was gonna drink it anyway, so.
Oh shit, now we got a second one. And I'll say that Isabella D'Amalio, who is a valued subscriber, says all of you do a shot.
So is that? Do I have to do another shot
Yes,
on top of?
Yes, that is.
Okay, so wait, did you guys just do a shot? Okay, so I'm gonna have to do a shot and then another shot after that.
Yes.
So this is my secret admirer.
How much more time do we have?
About 15 minutes.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Here,
Sorry,
Gill.
I deceived you. I'm your secret admirer.
My roommate, we used to do a thing because you said that
But
song is the
Isabella
same
straight up
song
said
as
all of you do a shot. She just,
that song is the same 4 chords. As,
We'll do it.
yeah.
Where Is My Mind? My roommate used to do a thing. Who used to play guitar. Was he used to play the 4 chord song? And I don't know if it was like a thing on YouTube or if he made it up.
Yeah.
But he used to do a thing where he would start playing a song that uses 4 chords, and then in the middle of that
G
song,
minor.
he would just switch to a different song that used the same 4 chords, and then he would just switch to a different song that used the same. And it was
Alright,
like
here's
3
my fucking-
minutes he would play where it was just like, oh my
Here's my
god,
second
every single
one.
song uses the same 4 chords.
Alright.
This is the second shot.
Yeah, I'm the only one that has to do a second shot, but if you guys
We're
want to
all
come
gonna
along
do
for
a
the ride.
second shot,
Oh, okay.
including Nick.
And Paul, after this, I'm gonna ask Gill how he's feeling. Go ahead. I see you, buddy. I see it in my eyes.
Slanja.
To the health.
Pee shit hard.
The 4 chord song, I believe, originated from a YouTube video.
See, that's what I thought. When I saw him, he perfected it. So I just wanted to bring that up because the 4 chord thing is interesting.
Yeah, but what are the 4 chords? G, C, E minor, and D, right? Those are the basic.
I don't remember. This would not be the time to ask me. But on top of that,
This
wait,
seems
hold on.
like the perfect. I'm pretty sure it's G.
Hey, do you want to pee with Gill?
Wait, there's a trash can right here. It'd be a great time to ask you now that your inhibitions are lowered.
Also, we've got 6 minutes, gentlemen.
Okay, then great. Final question. What hurts the most?
About
Anything. What has
Anything.
hurt
What
the
hurts
most?
the
What
most?
has hurt you the most?
Emotionally and physically. Look right into the camera.
We live in a society that thinks that the government on either side of the political spectrum gives a fuck about you. And fun fact, they fucking don't. If anything, they would kill you right now if they could, but that's immoral, and it would make them a dictatorship or an authoritarianism.
Well, also, if you weren't there to provide the labor, to provide them wealth.
How are they going to be wealthy?
Exactly. They would have to do all the work themselves. I feel you.
So with that being said,
Kill your masters.
Kill your masters.
Just kill it, Mike.
kill your masters. Eat the rich. No one gives a shit. This country's going down in flames, and we should just eat all the rich people and our politicians, because I don't care if they're Donald Trump, who's not our president anymore, or AOC. They don't give a fuck about you. Quit thinking that they do. And if you do think that they do, you're an idiot.
So is that's what hurts you emotionally?
That's probably emotionally.
That's what hurts me emotionally is
might be
that
emotionally
all of you think that somebody gives a shit about you in our politics, and they don't. Just, if you want the world to be a better place, then help intentionally collapse America so we can start over again. And just call it whatever, party fun time country, where we actually give a shit about people who are working.
Anthony Gill, are you calling for an insurrection?
Whoa!
Yes.
Facebook Live right now.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Careful.
I'm willing to say that. I'm willing to say, not for the sake of Donald Trump, because obviously that day was hilarious to me. I mean, arguably it's not hilarious because there was insurrection. But seriously, we should burn the White House down and start over. I didn't say that on the live stream. I'm just kidding. And if the FBI's watching, fuck you. And that's it. Mic drop. You want some more freestyle? Too bad. Suck it. I'll give it to you next time.
Alright, should we go on Blue Page 3?
And that was the Verge.
Yeah.
And that
Yes.
was the Verge.
Woo!
Thank you for listening. Come back next time when it's recorded. This was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Hope you guys enjoyed.